You said take a nap. That didn't mean I took one.
Hello. Welcome in. This is Birds of a Feather podcast with your boy Q City.
Your boy Taj Bravado.
And we are back again, episode 97, same old Falcons. We gonna get into what was a disgusting loss against the Miami Dolphins, but before that, I want to apologize for the fact that we did not deliver on Wednesday. I know I made a thing about it. We're going to be switching the live times to a little bit earlier to accommodate our schedules. So please stick with us. We'll be back on the day schedule of, getting them out on the days necessary, but the times might be a little different. So just stick with us in there and we'll make sure to come through for y'all. I appreciate each and every one of y'all listens. So now that that's out the way, same old Falcons, 34-10 loss against the Miami Dolphins. Tosh, this game was disgusting. And I thought, at the live, I was upset. You know what I'm saying? I was all in my feels and whatnot. And I thought after having some time and sitting on it, it would change. Absolutely not. I'm still very, very pissed, upset, and disgusted by this loss. But I know that you have different views and mindsets on it. So, Tosh, what was your thinking on the game?
Well, I mean, let's lead with you on this, and then I'll offer my 2 cents afterwards.
All right, cool. So as y'all see, we breaking protocol because I got a lot of shit to say on this shit, and Taj disagrees with all of it. So let's get to it.
Maybe not all of it, but a good bit of it.
All right, first things first, bro. Like, this was when I say a disgusting loss, that's what I mean. It's disgusting. Like, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth because Miami was so putrid coming in, right? So Miami was 32nd ranked defense, right? They were 32nd against the run, and they were, I think it was 26th against the pass. Miami has been absolutely terrible all season. Now, starting from the beginning of the week, why I'm frustrated. Guys are tracking the play. Last second, here you come in. Oh, laundry list of players not playing. We had already done the betting pod shout out, shameless plug, follow, listen to the betting pod. But when you listen to it, you'll hear that 4 of our bets were voided strictly because of, injury report. Last second, guys not playing. All right, cool. People hurt, things happen, right? You get out there. Offensively, you had one of the most disgusting showings I've ever seen from an NFL offense. All you rat-nosed people out there talking about Kirk Cousins is going to provide us a better option than Michael Penix. I want you to I want you to take your lips and wipe your own ass because you're talking shit. It makes no sense. That is what Kirk is. You know what Kirk is? Kirk is collecting a check until he gets into his media career because Kirk is done. You understand me? And that showed you exactly what he has to offer this team.
So can I rebuttal here, or do
right.
we?
No. Go ahead, because I got tons in the chamber. Go ahead.
Okay. So I do agree that this is who Kirk is because Kirk has largely benefited from the weapons around him. Without a Drake London and the defense hyper focused on Bijan, there's not really much he can do when Mooney's been playing not like the person we had last year.
And there's no consistent third wide receiver as well. Yes. Right? That's a part of it. Oh, Terry got smoke at the end of this, but go ahead. Keep going.
It's just I don't have the issue with Kirk. Kirk did what Kirk does. But Raheem was like, I was surprised by the performance, but it's just like,
how the fuck were you surprised by the performance? How Sway?
Because
you see this man in practice every day.
Well, he looked better in practice, I'm assuming. But I mean, you went against a team because here's the facts: we already run first team. Now, yes, Miami was ranked last in run defense, but at the end of the day, this is the NFL team. And if they know you have to lean on the player, they're just going to make you throw. They didn't fear no threat of the pass. So they saw the rest of the run and they bust the hell out of us. So this is more like they just got punch in the mouth, and they were outmanned.
To be fair, I'm not gonna let you shoot bail like that because they load the box and blitz the hell out of us. There were several times on film we were running early in the game. We were running against light boxes and no blitzes. The offensive line had one of the worst games I think I've seen them as a unit have.
I mean, yeah, that too, because Raheem also said the one thing that has been synonymous with their big losses is trench play has been abysmal on both of them.
Abysmal is the perfect word there. This line, which dominated to the tune of 200 rush yards against it wasn't 200, but it was like 150 plus against the Bills.
No, it was 200.
It was 200.
Bijan had 170 by himself.
200 yards against the Bills. At one point in time, had negative 6 yards good into the game, like second quarter. Negative 6 yards against the 32nd ranked rush defense. Kirk threw for 173. Kirk is bad. Kirk is bad. I'm not going to lie.
I don't think he's bad.
The offensive line looks so overwhelmed by a pass rush that has not gotten home. They have not gotten home this year like that.
You know why they haven't gotten home?
Because people haven't needed to throw the ball against them because you can run as much as you want against them.
But see, here's the thing. Like, you have a lot of smoke for other people, but you just called out the biggest issue yourself. Because if the O-line ain't doing nothing, can't no one do nothing. Kirk's not moving. Kirk's not
mobile, right?
As a running back, you're only as good as the line. I mean, yes, Bijan elevates a lot in front of.
No. And let me tell you why I have more smoke. I have more smoke though, because the times the offensive line did hold up, we had zero separation. The only person, and I usually have I don't have slander for him. I just have high expectations. But the person I'm usually getting on is Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts was the only pass catcher that came out to play in this game. And I know you're like, oh, you're just box score watching. No, look at the film. Kyle Pitts is the only person who created any separation.
It's almost like he's been doing it the entire time, but people are just not noticing.
He has not been doing it the entire time. We have been down this road.
I will die on this hill that he has. The ball just don't always find him. The ball is finding him more consistently because now he's apparently the second option behind Drake now instead of being the third or the fourth guy.
He's
behind after Ray.
He's the only option. Mooney to be this great route running separator. Nothing. He's giving you nothing. Sills, I don't know what the hell he was doing on the field. That man, it looked like he was jogging half the time. Huh?
That's your wide receiver 3.
He looked like he was jogging half the time. I said, bro, this was. I wanna get on Kirk, and I think Kirk is terrible, but he also had nobody to throw to.
He's not terrible. He's just Kirk. Kirk is a top tier backup quarterback and about an average quarterback. Terrible is a big reach.
Man, and then Bijan is my boy. The fumble, I feel like that could have happened to anybody. It just happened at the absolute worst time. If you can't
have a ball bounce off your own knee though.
That's bad, right? And like you may be the second or third best player in the league. So like you just got to be better there. It's hard to have smoke for him. You know what I'm saying? Because the few times there was a hole, he hit it with authority. But like for the most part of the day, there was nothing there for the kid. It was nothing there for him. He didn't have no drop passes. He didn't have a bunch of negative runs, but he had a bunch of 0 and 1 yard. Not a bunch, because we didn't they effectively took him out of the game by getting up so big. So
they just made sure he wasn't gonna be the one to beat him.
Yeah. So that's the offensive end. On the defensive end, What the hell were we doing out there, fellas?
I only got smoked for like one, maybe two people on defense.
We could not get home. We couldn't tackle and pursue well on the back end. I don't feel like we were. AJ had, I wouldn't say one of his worst games. He did not look like AJ.
AJ played fine.
He didn't shut it down like he usually does. AJ
No,
allowed
they kept
3
going
catches.
away from him.
He allowed 3 catches.
Of how many targets?
I think on what, 5? That's a crazy percentage for him.
How many yards?
Good bit.
What's a good bit?
I don't have it written down, but I just remember I remember the 3 targets because that's kind of high for him.
That's not, because he'll give you the catch. He just don't come up and make the tackle.
Then you have, what's it called? What's his name? Waddle running free through the but that was on Hughes. That was on Hughes across the field, running free for the touchdown. They played on short fields, so it's hard to say that the defense did terrible. But like,
no, I'm not gonna say the defense. The defense by far had their worst game of the year, but it's still. I mean, you got little to nothing from the offense, which I mean they were really hindered. And you're missing 2 of your biggest difference makers on defense, with Diablo and Zach Harrison, and I say this with all due respect. I never want to see JD Burke.
I did. I disappear you? There it goes. All right.
Okay, I'm okay. And I say this with all due respect. I never want to see JD Bertrand off of my field again.
Yeah. Yo, Slick, real quick, since we're on linebackers. Did Troy Anderson get a leg chopped off or something, bro?
They ain't gonna tell us.
Because with a straight face, he went from can't rule him out for week 1 to we're not really at a point of discussing when he'll be back with the team. What are we talking about, bro?
I mean,
what are we talking about for real?
See,
this goes into the point of the conversation we had. This goes into the conversation we had, and we can get into it now, or you can make your point and then we can get into it. But this goes into the conversation me and you had about what I want to hear from coaches at the podium.
Well, see, here's the thing, right? Raheem will tell you countless times. He doesn't know because that's not his job to know in terms of the injury, because he's not a medical person. Yes, he's going to do his homework, but the thing is like he can't spend all of this time worried about one singular player when he has 52 others to get ready for a game. So it was like the dude's not ready. Oh, that's all he really needs to hear. It's like, you're not ready? Okay, you're not ready. Is it for the year? No, we don't think so. All right, well, let me know when you get better details. Just do your job. He's a CEA coach, so he's letting them do their job. So like people being upset that he doesn't have the answers that they feel he should have. And in some cases, he may have the answer, but sometimes it's a little more complicated. Like maybe it's like, okay, well, we think he's fine, but we don't really know what's wrong. So he can't really give you an answer if he don't have 100% answer. Because, you don't want him coming out here saying, oh, yes, it's torn ACL, and then he come back in 2 weeks, oh, well, we thought it was, but it's not.
You would lose a lot of credibility there, and I give you that. You would lose a lot of credibility there.
And then the other thing is like people act like this is exclusive to Raheem when in reality, like a lot of coaches don't do this, even down in college. Like colleges will hardly ever tell you what an injury is.
That's college though, bro. That's not the pros.
It's the same premise, regardless of the fact there's betting on both of them. It's the same premise. There's a media availability, all of it. So whether you want to differentiate it between the pros and in college, it's the same. It's the same ballpark when it comes to dealing with injuries. So a lot of people, they're going to tell you that all they're going to do, he's hurt, this knee hurt, but like how many times do they give you exactly what the diagnosis is?
Hell, it seems like they do a better job of making sure when somebody's going to be back, or if it's going to be a 1.5 year long injury,
I mean, but the thing is, even with Kelly McGarry, they never told you what the injury was. They just said he's going to be out for the year, or he will miss significant time. And then when they put him on IR for the year-long designation, that's what it was. When Pitts got hurt, they never told us a specific injury. Like a lot of time, like a lot of these coaches, and this ain't just a Falcons exclusive thing. This is other teams. Like they won't give you. Because like, do you know exactly what's wrong with Tyreek's leg?
Yeah, he tore every ligament in his leg.
Okay, well,
and he had a fractured tibia. He tore every ligament in his knee and had a fractured tibia.
Okay, I didn't know that one. But I mean, I know there are other circumstances to where you just don't know. Maybe with Tyreek's a high profile player, so yeah, that makes sense that you.
That's fair. That's fair.
But it's like Kelly McGarry, like he's not a star player, so like, or like with Fred Warner, you're gonna know, but like when
I say on the same team, the wide receiver Ricky Pearsall, you don't exactly know what the designation is. You just know it's a knee injury. Yeah. But I think independent reporting has come out and said it's an MCL strain tear.
Independent, but the team itself, they're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you, at least on record. They're going to be like, "Oh, he's just out for the year and that's it." Because like with the Niners, you like they told you it was a fair one. They told you it was in their both ACL and dislocated ankle / break, whatever you want to call it. But then you got other people. It's like, "Oh, he's hurt. He got a boo boo. We don't know. We don't know what's wrong. We'll let you know. Maybe. I really don't care if you know. You just gonna get what I tell you, and you're gonna be happy with it." So it's like, because this ain't just a you thing. I see a lot of people harping on Raheem not giving people details when it comes to injuries. But like, as a fan, what does that information do for you? If it's not going, you know exactly what it is. Is it gonna make them come back any faster, or it's not gonna make them stay out any longer? So what exactly does it do for you?
You're right. It may just be a need or want for information. But moving to the other point to where I truly do get frustrated is the responses after a loss. I can almost read them off a teleprompter at this point, bro.
I mean, yeah, but
it is incredibly frustrating. It is incredibly frustrating to get the same exact all 4 losses. You're hearing the exact same thing, and then if I get off the press conference, I don't want to bounce around too much. But one of the points that I brought out to you was the fact that like this year, especially, our offense does not look good in losses. And like people will hear that and they be like, well, no. The Bengals just lost to the Jets 39-38. Mm-hmm. Yes, that was the Jets' highest offensive output of the season. Pittsburgh, I promise you, felt good. Not good, but I promise you they didn't like sound the alarm after their loss to the Bengals, just like the Bengals aren't sounding the alarm to after their loss to the Jets, because at the very least they know, hey, we could score. We could put points on the board. Now, if we have to figure out how to maybe do that slower, or we need to figure out what we need to do with our defense, we figure that out, but we could put points on the board. It says 34-10. That's BS. It was 34-3. It was 34-3. We got that little BS touchdown at the end. This game was 34-3. Mm-hmm. You've gotten 30-point beatdowns by 2 of the sorriest teams in the league. And Panthers, I'm sorry, I got to put y'all on there because y'all have not looked
good. They 4-4. They got a better record than us, but yeah.
They do, and I'm saying we sorry right now too, because there's no reason that even if you're losing these games, your offense doesn't look good.
You have a young quarterback with an inexperienced coordinator who's still trying to figure out his way.
Let's get to the coordinator. Let's get to the coordinator.
But before we do that, damn, I had the point. I had the point right there, and just.
You want to talk? Were you talking about the press conference and the fact that it sounds all the same every time?
So, like, what answer would you find sufficeable? Like, what do you want him to say in a loss that's going to make you feel any better? Because, like, no matter what he says, you're not going to like it.
That's fair. And you know what? That's the one point that like we were texting back and forth. That's the one point that you actually made that I agreed with. That's the one point I was like, you know what? That's fair. That's fair because ain't nothing you gonna say after a loss that's really gonna make me feel the best about
because
your ability to continue to lead the team.
like you
But
felt
like,
like there's after losing in that fashion, nothing that comes out of his mouth is gonna. You can't make excuses. So all he did was we sucked. Like that can't happen again, and we're gonna go back and fix it. And I mean,
but
there's really there's
you
not
want
much.
to know what it is though. You want to know what it is. And I think that goes back to my point. That's why it popped in my head of like our offense not looking good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever feel like we're jobbed in losses, right? Like, hear me out. The Lions, even though they lost by, I think, 10 points, they truly felt like they were robbed in that game against KC. But it's because, like, they played halfway decent a good bit of that game. You know what I'm saying? Like, there weren't any, like, real questionable calls in the Chicago Baltimore game. It wasn't like super questionable. Caleb just didn't play the best, but like dude ain't come to the mic and just be like, damn, bro, hey, these refs and like the league needs to get it together or whatnot. We don't even have anything close to that. We're not even in the realm of like this could be in somebody else's hands. Oh, it's close and we got a bad flag late. We're not even in that realm or area, bro. It is belt to ass when we lose, bro. It is, and that's the frustrating part. I would love for him to be able to get on the mic and be mad and bitch about something, but he can't. All he can say is like, yeah, we sucked and we got beat. And he done said that shit 4 times in a row.
Here's the thing, though, right? Of the 4 losses we had, only 2 were belt to ass.
That's true.
Like
Bucks was late.
We effectively lost by a field goal in both games. You can count the last minute touchdown against the Niners if you want to, but
I was about to say I don't know if the Niners wasn't belt to ass though because they really imposed their will on us.
I mean, but it was a close game. It was 10-3. Because the thing is, it ain't like they were just doing what they wanted to do. It's just Christian McCaffrey had a good game, and our offense had its offensive woes. That was just more so we got out coached, but we still kept it close because we're a Jekyll and Hyde team. But to kind of focus on the Miami game, I think in a sense this falls under the same umbrella as what happened in the Carolina game, as to where they overlooked them.
And why is that okay? I want you to say, why is that okay? Why are we accepting that? Why are we accepting that from the coaching staff?
But the thing
like,
is,
as a fan base, why are we accepting that?
Hold on. That has nothing to do with the coaches, though, because the coaches don't go out there and execute. The players do. The players look at them like, oh, man, we going to smoke these niggas, man. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep at like 1 o'clock in the morning, boy. Fuck these niggas. I ain't getting no rest.
That has not been what's like been reported, said, but none of that.
The thing is, and it's not going to report it because neither one of us know because we're not in any of these rooms. So we have no information to confirm or deny any of it. We can assume, but we don't know.
If the team is not ready, locked in, focused, and prepared, that falls on the head coach. There's no other way. That falls on the head coach.
You can say that, but
you're the leader of the team. It falls on you.
You can say that, but the players are a part too. And I'm not going to absolve the players for that. Given, yes, your best players didn't play, you still got to show up. Because Zach can go out and call whatever he wants to, but if the O-line ain't blocking, because the thing is, if the O-line ain't blocking, what can Zach actually do? If Kirk don't got time, what can he actually do? If Bijan ain't got a hole, what can he actually do?
Because I refuse to believe that cohesively as a unit, we have no strengths. So here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. You're asking what can you do? You're asking what can he do?
Yeah.
I refuse to believe that cohesively as a team, we have no strengths. So if what you're calling is not maximizing those strengths and you see it, then you need to call shit different.
Q, if the O-line, the heart of your team, isn't doing their job, what can you call? Because everything runs through the O-line. So you can't call a pass because you're not getting pass protection. You can't run the ball because you're not getting the blocks held up. So what can you do if the O-line is not doing their job? Because
they
don't do their job.
They had a bad day. They had a bad day, but there were times they had holes.
I mean,
there were times they held up.
I mean, yeah, you could say that there were times they held up, but there were also a lot more times they didn't. So you're focused on the times that they did and not enough on the times they didn't.
Here's my thing.
They had a bad day at the office.
No, my thing is in the second half of the game. In the second half of the game, I wouldn't say throw away the tape, but in the second half, it got out of hand because we became completely one-dimensional. Step like drop back and pass literally every play. Like it, yes, it got ugly. But in the first half, when the game was still really competitive and in the balance, there were times like we held up, we created holes. Once again, he's still not in the flow of calling the game. You're in your second year. Mm-hmm. You're in week 8 of your second year, and you have not caught the flow of calling the game.
Again, if you're O-line, because the thing is, you're focused on the time that they did, but there was more times they did not. If they're not doing that, what can you do? Because the thing is, there was a lot of penalties in this game as well. So it was like, okay, I called a decent play. They get us. Oh, damn, we got a penalty to push it back 5 yards, or another one push it back 10 yards. So now, instead of calling second and 5, they're calling second and 15. That changes the flow of what you want to do. I'm not.
You keep shooting this nigga bail, dog. All the time.
I'm not.
All the time you shoot this man bail.
No, it's not. I don't shoot bail for anything. I'm just telling you straight how it is. Because it's a play caller. You play Madden. What you gonna call on second and 5 is not gonna be the same as you call on second and 20.
Which I understand.
So it's just like dang, okay, the O-line already ain't playing bad. I did what I could to try to cover this up, and they got a penalty now. Okay.
Mm-hmm. You was talking that bullshit. I'm
talking real fast.
You talking. I give you that.
But it is like if the O-line's not doing this, and okay, it's like, damn, I just called a play that I had a play that would have really helped the O-line. Now it's second and 15. I got a quarterback that can't move, and they know we want to pass. It's like, I can run the ball. Then everyone's like, why are you running the ball?
So, but explain to me the 4th and 7 screen. Explain to me the 4th and 7 screen, bro.
Kirk actually checked into that.
That's
no. You could actually hear that. Kirk checked into it.
If that's the case, this nigga needs to be off the team yesterday, bro.
like the screen was.
If on a 4th and 7, you check to a tight end screen.
Yes, because I believe typically when they call these plays, the plays come packaged. So it's like you got your boom, 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 can this. The can was probably the tight end screen. The initial play was probably something else. Kirk probably thought he liked the numbers on the can play, which is the tight end, because whenever you're canning
didn't have the numbers.
Again, he probably don't like the first play either. He was like, I don't like either one of these plays. So I'm just gonna can it to this and just hopefully get this. I mean, the game was a wash at that point anyway. I knew the game was over early.
Oh yeah, Miami got everything they wanted on the ground, through the air, by land or by sea. They got everything they wanted.
Yeah, but it's like as much as Zach Robinson has been frustrating. This wasn't all him. Like a lot went wrong, so it's easy to pile on him because as a coach you're going to take blame. It's easy to pile on Raheem because as a coach you're going to take blame, but the players still hold responsibility as well because at the end of the day they're paid to do a job too. Because the coach can't go out there and play it for you. They could put you in a position, but if you're making mistakes, what you want them to do? They can't undo the mistake for you if you made it already. Like
valid points.
Like if your son go out, if your son go out and do something that you told him don't do, and he did it anyway, but you got to lay on that grenade for him.
No, yeah, I mean to an extent, yeah, because he's still very much a minor, right? You're under my control and authority. But with that being the case, there needs to be actual consequences to continuing to make the same fuck ups.
I mean, yeah, and I agree with that. Yes, I agree there do need to be consequences because that's why I didn't push back on as much on the smoke you have for the last person. I was like, I mean, you probably could have some smoke for Terry. Um,
Let's hit him, and then we'll get to next week because I don't want to beat a dead horse. Actually, we could talk about this game for another hour, and I still have a lot of shit to say because man, that shit was disgusting. Um, bro, Terry has done a decent job of getting us top end talent,
mhm.
right? He has not done a great job of filling out our roster. And that,
So,
go ahead.
so I propose a question to you, right? Do you believe that that falls more so on him or on the what the previous coaching staff's needs were? Because the past 2 years, Raheem's draft picks have performed better because they've been playing more, where as opposed to the Arthur Smith picks, you got a lot more whiffs. So is that more so on the coaching staff telling you, hey, I want this, and Terry's like, I don't agree, but if this is what you want, it's my job to give you what you asked for. So all right.
But if you look at the position I feel like we're deepest at,
Mm-hmm.
two positions, D line and running back, I feel
Yeah.
like are really like deep, valuable positions, right?
Yeah.
People can argue the Bijan value at 8, but they can't like argue, especially with having Algier coming off the season that he had, but
Yeah.
they cannot argue his level of player, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, now, did the previous coaching regime value the quarterback position to the level I feel like they should have? No. I really think Arthur Smith thought my plays are good enough and I can win
Yeah.
with
Arthur
who.
Smith was definitely overconfident in his ability as a coach. And that was his ultimate undoing. Because due to contrary belief, I think Arthur Smith is a solid coach. And I think he does deserve another head coaching job, but he needs to get his ego out the way and get an actual good quarterback next time.
Yeah. He undervalued the quarterback position to a level I have not seen happen and somebody keep their job ever. Like I've never seen somebody devalue the quarterback position, sign journeyman, rely on rookie third round pick, and keep their job after 2 or 3 years. It just doesn't happen. Like he got fired because, hey, look, but the Browns are the Browns, and hell, we ride along with them. Same playoff drought in the same level, but regardless, we'll get to that. And no, they didn't undervalue the quarterback position. They invested heavily into the quarterback position.
They see the thing
They
is,
invested. They did it wrong. Like they
yes,
picked
not
wrong, but they didn't. They valued that position highly.
because what I'm going to say is going to contradict what I argued with you at a point earlier this year. They had a quarterback and let him go for that massage table merchant. Um, they should have never got rid of Baker.
I mean, hindsight's 2020. Like
No, but the thing is, even then, the year before they got rid of him,
he took them
they
to the
were a
playoffs
playoff team. Then he had
that
a
year.
down year. It was like,
But what did Baker
yeah,
hurt? What did Baker hurt?
huh?
Baker hurt his throwing shoulder.
But he was fine.
No, he wasn't fine. He kept playing. Baker said himself multiple times that like going to taking that offseason, going to Carolina, he said I was never healthy in Carolina. Then he had the Rams game that basically saved his career, and he was like, because they started Darnold, he rested for like 4 weeks, he ended up getting cut, he went to the Rams, he finished the season with the Rams, and then signed with Tampa.
Yeah, because so Baker was with Cleveland for 4 years.
Yeah.
First year, 27-14, 3,700 yards. Then second year, stinker. 38, 122 touchdowns, 21 picks. Year number 3.
That's the playoff year.
3,528 touchdowns and 8 interceptions.
Yeah.
Then the following year, he only had 3,017 and 13.
Yeah, because he was hurt.
Yeah.
He hurt his throwing shoulder. And like with hurting your throwing shoulder, only 17 touchdowns, 13 picks. Like they valued the quarterback position. It was like, nah, like you're not going to be able to be it. So they picked wrong, but they picked somebody. Like
See, the thing is, I think if he showed you that he was able to do what he did and play some good ball, and you knew that he was hurt, you should have,
he kept playing. He kept playing. Like, and
but
that's
but the thing is, as a point of a coach and roster manager, you have to step in and be like, hey, look, you're part of our. See, because them allowing him to play on that bump shoulder
means that he wasn't part of their long-term
Exactly.
viability.
So they deserve everything they're going through right now.
I mean, I don't think anybody, me personally, getting Deshaun, wasn't the smartest move. I don't think that anybody could.
They saved us even more embarrassment. So
I don't. But that's the thing. I don't think anybody could have imagined what Deshaun last 4 years have been.
I mean, that man drained from all that yanking.
My thing is, bro, if we could go back, is it 4 years or is it 3? No, it's been 4 years. If we go back 4 years ago,
2022, yeah.
If we go back 4 years ago,
2022, yeah.
And I sit here and I tell you, in 4 years, Deshaun Watson he's going to have a $220 million fully guaranteed contract. And in 4 years, out of the 17 times 4, 68 possible games, he will play
maybe 20.
20?
Yeah, maybe.
You would be like, so did he get suspended for 2 years? Like, no, like, bro, nobody could have done that. And I think we're getting a little off base, but it's like, actually, we're not getting too far off base. We have valued the quarterback position. We valued it so much that we spent money on it and we spent high draft capital on it. Yeah. We have valued top end blue chip talent. Our first and second round draft picks are not missing to a high extent. They're not missing.
The second round picks, it's a 50-50.
It's a mixed bag.
The first round picks ain't mixed.
Third round pick,
to like due to whatever people say, Kyle Pitts was not a miss. I don't care what y'all say. He didn't live up to the expectation that people put on because he was a tight end, took 4 overall, but by first round standard, he's a successful player.
And he's gonna get a second contract.
If
we don't give him a second contract,
someone's gonna pay him.
Yeah. He's gonna get a second contract. And be a starter wherever he goes.
Yes.
Right. Hopefully he's still here because he actually, I'm not gonna lie. And maybe it's because I watch Kyle Pitts games. I watch like Kyle Pitts on film with a little bit of skepticism. This was like the happiest I think I've ever watched Kyle Pitts. Like he was the only person getting open, bro. He was the only person.
No, because like him and Penix has been saying like apparently him and Penix got a very close relationship. And Pitts is constantly asking him, okay, what can I do to improve? Like, what do you need me to do differently on plays like this or plays like that? Do I, things like that. And even over the offseason, Kyle Pitts said he was studying quarterback tight end relationships like the Kelsey and Mahomes, the Tony Gonzalez and Trent Greens, Peyton Manning and Dallas
Clark.
Dallas Clark. Like he said, he was studying a lot of these like Brady and Gronk. He was studying a lot of these quarterback tight end duos, old and new. So it's like he's taking it serious, and you see it. But I also believe that his ceiling is being limited by the play caller.
Hey, truth let you tell it though. He on pace for 1,000-yard season.
Damn near, yeah.
If not 1,000, right at like 9 and some change.
8 to 1,000 is just, But yeah, I mean, Kyle Pitts is having about the year that I would have wanted. That I think earns him a second contract. Yeah, because 39 catches, 344, averaging 80 catch. The catch, the per catch is a little low. We got to get that up. But
we're highlighting him in screens and short outs.
That's not a pitch thing. That's a Zach Robinson thing. He needs to do a better job and stop being lazy
Now y'all see when it come to his boy Pitts. Now he ready to get smoked for Zach Robinson.
No, see,
Y'all see
no,
that.
no,
Y'all
see,
see that, right?
I,
Like,
no, it's no smoke. Because some of the screens are poorly timed, but it's not all him. And like there's like Pitts, like he deserves some blame for his shortcomings in the past too, but it wasn't always all him. But yeah.
as someone who regularly has smoke for Pitts, I've been the Carolina game. I'm not gonna lie. I watched it, but that was like a 2-3 time watch. I didn't rewind and look over a bunch of times. This game I did because the more I watched, the madder I got. Pitts was the only person getting open, bro. In the Panthers game, nobody looked good. Pitts actually looked good. He looked good this game, but it just everything was bad. Like there was one where he was running butt naked. He put the nastiest shimmy on the backer, bro. Was running butt naked on a seam. Kirk had 3/10 of a second. I'm talking they hiked the ball with a Miami defender in the backfield. And I said, come on, bro. Come on. But regardless, we're past that point. Getting to the smoke for Terry. Terry has given us blue chip talent. He's given us high end talent. He's re-signed the right people on the team. Terry doesn't have one bad re-signing that I've seen.
Mike Hughes maybe, but that's subjective.
I mean, at the time, especially with what we had already spent, were you really getting another top end corner?
Yeah,
cornerback.
That's why I said it's subjective.
Yeah. Simmons, I don't feel like was like when you get into his free agency signings. So I don't feel like he is any bad re-signings.
Yeah, like
when you get into his free agency signings, he got you Jesse. I don't feel like Simmons was terrible. He just wasn't a long-term solution.
I think a lot of what went wrong with Simmons had to do with the defensive play caller. But yeah,
also true, right? So, but when it gets to the next man up mentality and having actual depth on the team, I'm not asking. This ain't Madden. This ain't college football 25. I'm not saying you got to have 5 stars below your starters or you got to have multiple Pro Bowlers up and down the depth chart. That's not what I'm saying. But like not having scheme dependent people behind your starters is killing us and has kept killing us. Divine Diablo goes out and we don't have nobody who could cover a running back out the backfield.
Okay, so let me ask you something, right? Terry's been here 5 years, right?
Yes.
How many different defensive coordinators has he had to draft for?
4.
So is that a Terry thing, or is when you got to learn a defense every year because JD Bertrand wasn't drafted for this defense, he was drafted for the last defense.
And Troy can't be healthy.
Yeah.
Braylon Trice can't be healthy. Braylon Trice has not played a down.
Yeah, we still don't know what Braylon Trice is. He ain't played a meaningful down yet.
On the corner end. Now, the fact that Hughes plays his heart out. We drafted Phillips, who never sees the field anymore. Billy Bowman has continued to be injured, but he was like a jack of all trades. He was looking real good till he got injured. So like we kind of need him back. Zach Harrison looked really, really good, missing a second game in a row. Like I understand that, like, okay, we're losing a bit on the defensive end with guys getting injured. But Jesus, man. Like, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Bertrand is the only one that really looks out of place.
Yeah. Bertrand.
If you want to be honest.
Because thing is, I'm not gonna say a lot of y'all. I didn't watch this game, but I did see a lot of clips of Bertrand just standing there with his feet stuck in sand. Just like the play goes hike, he's standing there. Everyone's moving but him. I'm like, why are you not moving at all?
Yeah, that's not Photoshop or nothing, bro. Like it's like now I will say
this dude.
I will say to shoot him
to shoot
him a little bit of bail. To shoot him a little bit of bail. San Francisco, which he didn't look great in, and Miami. And like we said, it looked like the exact same game. They do a lot in making linebackers think, linebackers specifically, making them think in how they call plays. So,
Bro,
like, he just got caught thinking.
Bro,
He
you
just got
can't
caught
be.
thinking.
No, I'm not. You got drafted in the NFL. You're like, there's no reason why you should ever be standing still while the entire. This dude was like, the Adam Sandler click remote got pressed on him. He just like.
Now, I will say, one of my favorite sayings from coaches is "be wrong fast." Right? So,
Yes.
like,
he being wrong last.
Yeah. If you're gonna be wrong, if you're gonna shoot the wrong gap, if you're gonna be out of place, just do it and do it fast.
This dude didn't move at all.
Yeah.
This dude out here doing the mannequin challenge in the middle of an NFL play.
Yeah, that's not the best. But
it's
Terry,
like,
I get that Terry has had to draft for a lot of different defensive coordinators
that all have different preferences.
Yeah, and I get that. Doesn't look great, but he has done a decent line on the D line. Has done a decent job on the D line, right? And all those picks that you made in year 2 of Arthur Smith are kind of showing themselves a little bit now, right? Year 2 and 3 of Arthur Smith are kind of showing themselves to be good and decent picks now.
I don't think Ebiketti's getting re-signed. I don't think Troy is too, because both of them are from that same draft, and I don't think either one's getting re-signed.
No, but Ebiketti's made himself some money. Ebiketti's going to be a rotational piece in this league.
Yeah, he'll be like your third or fourth edge on something. I don't think he'll be a starter anymore. But
yeah, and that to me is a successful draft pick. Yeah, because what round was Ebiketti? 5th?
2nd.
He was a 2nd round pick.
They traded up for him. Him and Troy Anderson were both of our seconds in that year. We had 2 seconds that year. Because I believe this was the year I want to say this is the Matt Ryan, the year 2022, I think, the year that
he only had 1 year in Matt Ryan. So it was the Mariota year. Because Ritter went in the 3rd round.
Yeah, he was after by Drake London.
Yeah, London went first, and then Ritter went 3rd.
Yep, because it was Drake London, Ebiketti, Troy Anderson, Ritter.
Yeah.
And I want to say D'Angelo Malone, too, because I think D'Angelo Malone was the Matt Ryan pick.
I will say, knowing that he's a 2nd round pick, not getting re-signed, Troy Anderson being the 2nd round pick, that doesn't feel good.
But I feel like Arnold Ebiketti largely is the victim of having to play in a different scheme, literally
3 different systems. Yeah, 3 different systems since he's been there.
4.
Who's 4th?
Dean Pease, Ryan Nielsen, Jimmy Lake.
Oh yeah. Yep.
He's literally played in a different NFL scheme every year of his career.
Every single year, bro.
So it's like anytime he starts to get hot, new scheme.
Asking him to do something different. He's already got I wouldn't say a weird body type, but it's just not like a.
He's got your typical. He's like 6'3", 250. Like,
yeah, he's
long arms. He's probably
somebody might see him as an outside linebacker. Others might see him as a hand in the dirt edge, right? Like it's
all the same to me. Edge is edge. Whether you stand up or got your hand in there, it don't matter to me. Just get up to them. Because like even on our defense, we got a little bit of both. But yeah, like he's gonna be someone that probably thrives in the second location. So that one sucks. Yeah, missing on 2 second-round picks from one draft, and it's like, and the crazy thing is both of those seconds, like, it's kind of really hard to fault Terry. Like, Troy Anderson's always hurt, and like Terry's not firing the defensive coordinator every year.
Yeah. Well, Dean Pease retired, didn't he?
Well, Dean Pease retired. Then
with Nielsen, the whole staff got fired.
Yeah,
but Nielsen had a great season. Well, not great, but he had a really good season.
He had good, yes.
And he had a good year. Jimmy Lake had a terrible year.
Yeah, and then we're all over it. So it's just like it's kind of hard to account for it because like the offense, they're a little further along because like there's a lot more continuality over there. But
that's true. That's true.
Like,
but damn, if you look at that draft, then that means your second, both your seconds, your third, and Malone would have been your fifth.
No, Malone's a 3rd round pick. He was a Matt Ryan pick.
Malone's not starting.
He was the pick we literally got from Matt Ryan.
That means your 2nd and 3rd round picks in that draft. Probably nobody's getting re-signed. Well, for a fact, we know Ritter's not getting re-signed.
Malone could possibly get re-signed because he's a good special teamer. Special team guy.
That's not what you expect out of your 3rd round pick, though. At linebacker.
I mean, yeah, you would like more than that, but I mean, if you can get anything that's second contract's a win, in my opinion.
I mean, that's facts. We can parse there, but like, yeah, the injuries are mounting up, and is making an obvious difference in our ability to function well.
But it's just like all people got spoken for Terry, but it's like in terms of all GMs, Terry's probably average. He's not good. He's not bad. He's just.
It's like everybody else on this team, just average, just mid, just full blown mid, and it's frustrating. So we should be better.
I mean, but hey, I don't know if y'all knew this, but this is an Atlanta Falcons podcast, and we've been mid. Like quite the definition of it. Like I think, but the past 6 years we've been literally like 7 and 10.
Yes.
No. Like yeah, we're never we're not bad. We're not good. We're just in that annoying place of mediocrity. And sometimes it's easier to get out of being bad than it is to being mediocre.
Yeah. Yeah. To jump from 99 to hold on. There's more of a jump from 99 to 100 than there is from 0 to 99. Right? Like, and I know that's talking about like excellence, but like that's the whole point of it, is that like we can make all the steps, but like if we're just average and sometimes as a fan base, bro, we are shit on time today. I just need you to know that. Sometimes as a fan base, bro, I feel like we get very comfortable with accepting the mediocrity of our team, right? Like even in our discussions about said team, we just be like, oh, well, this team's better, or oh, that's the Falcons. And that's why, like, same old Falcons, like, bro, why is this okay? Why is this okay?
Here is my response. What happens if we're not okay with it? What changes?
I don't know. We can't just like fire everybody every 2 years. Like that's not a tenet of
but the thing is, we don't hire and fire nobody. So exactly, if the fans ain't happy, what changes? Because
no. Fans control the pocketbook now. Let's not get it twisted.
Look, them people don't talk with their money enough. They still gonna buy them tickets to them games. They still gonna be up in there because it's a beautiful stadium. Like regardless of how they feel, they go, man, I ain't doing this, and they gonna still be in there. Because people lie.
I don't know, man. You get to a point you stop supporting a product that's just not good or doesn't care about being good.
Look, you could say that, but the 0-16 Lions still have people showing up. The paperback Saints fans still have people showing up. People still gonna go, whether you're good or bad. They're gonna go. Yeah, that's just the reality of it. Like, because, and look, there's some woman out there who got an ain't shit man, but she gonna stick beside him.
That's it.
And look, now look at us. We sticking beside our ain't shit team.
Man, I'm telling you, bro. That Jets fan who was like, bro, like I hate this. Like I hate this team. I be feeling that way, bro. I be feeling that way.
Yeah, it's like I use the analogy with something different, but it's like we're looking at our team like it's like we were watching the Detroit Lions and then looking at our team like I wish my girl cooked.
Yeah, nah, that's like come on, like
yeah, it's just like it's just, you know damn well you ain't going nowhere, but it's just like man, this show would be nice. Like, I'm
I
trying to see what
swear.
that be like.
I swear, bruh. And they know you're not going nowhere. That's why I find it disrespectful. I think that's why I find it disrespectful.
But see, the
Because
thing
you know
is,
I'm not going nowhere, bruh. So you
but see,
playing with
see,
me.
see,
You
the
playing
thing
with me
is,
like I'm pussy, nigga. Like,
is
you
that
like
but see, the thing is, that feeling of disrespect comes solely from you and not them.
I swear.
Because the thing is like whether you feel disrespected or not, that changes nothing on their end.
Bro, y'all should feel like y'all need to do better. Y'all
I mean,
got to.
I mean, obviously, look, these people are doing because this is a competitive sport. These people want to win. Everyone wants to win, but everyone's not going to win.
Are you doing the things to win? I think is, bro. Hold on, hey, bro, we got to move on.
I know, but hold on, let me. But I was trying to get this off before we got to look. But see, the dangerous thing about being a mediocre team is you think you're closer than you actually are.
True.
So it's like we're mid, so we just got to do one or two more things, and
we just got to go get a quarterback coming off an Achilles injury, $160 million, because the only thing that was wrong with our team was a quarterback. And to be fair, your whole fan base was clamoring for it, and us on this pod, we're also saying like, man, we might just be a quarterback away. Turns out, no, actually, because we fired the defensive coordinator and we're going to a totally new defense, and our defensive coordinator is not that good, we're actually a whole defensive way. And we're actually very susceptible to our $160 million quarterback getting injured because he doesn't feel like he could sit down because we chose a first-round quarterback. So we're actually a 7-8 win team, not a 12-win team that was missing a quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And we come into this year and we're like, I mean, second years, we should be a 10-win team. But in actuality, like, no, we have an offensive coordinator who still very much can't call a freaking game a year and a half into his career. We got a head coach who challenges the dumbest shit I think I've ever seen. Yeah. And no. You might be a 7 or 8 win team.
Yeah.
And your saving grace for the year might just be knowing that you don't have a bust at quarterback. You might only just need to focus on making sure Mike Penix is functional.
I mean, but like that's honestly kind of where I'm at. Like I just because like so, and I promise we ain't gonna stay here for too much longer. I was talking with a couple of friends about patterns of coaching, and a lot of people talking about they want Raheem gone, and they was like, oh well, man, it took Dan Campbell. It didn't take Dan Campbell that long to get the Lions where it did. It took them 3 years to get
3 years,
yeah, because they didn't make the playoffs in year 3. They went from 3-14 to 6-10, and then they finally made the playoffs, and now here they are. So a lot of people are like, oh, Raheem has experience, but the thing is, if you did the research on the Tampa situation, you understand he really didn't have any control in that situation.
No,
so, assuming this is the first time he's actually being able to run a show the way he would like to. So I'm not willing to crucify this man. Wait. A little over 20 games, like about 23, 24 games into his tenure year, like a season and a half. Like I'm going to give him the rest of this year, and then
probably half of next year. Probably half of next year.
Honestly. No, I'm gonna get the rest of this year, and then next year, that's when I'm going to start judging. The main thing I want to see, I just want to see steady progression. Now, the teams that they lost to in the fashion they lost with Panthers and the Dolphins, that's unacceptable. But due to this team being a mid-team, because like Dan Campbell took a bad team, made them believe, and then now eventually they was a good team. But they knew they were bad, so it's easy to be like, "Hey, we ain't shit." We get that, but when you mid, it's like, "All right, look, we in here with all these teams. We close. We ain't got to do that much." No, you do. You do have to do that much.
Yeah, you have a long way to go.
But you think since we're not bad as them, so we're not that bad. You just might have got lucky at a few more games.
They picked 8 3 years in a row.
Yeah, but it's like they look at it as like we find a way to win 7 games 3 times in a row. So it's a weird situation because like
Picking
even
anywhere from, I would say, 8 to about 17 in the league is always like a dangerous bad spot,
yeah,
to be
because
honest
like
with you.
we've literally been stuck in no man's land because we're good enough to where we're not bad, but we're bad enough to where we're not good.
Yeah.
It's like we're just here in the middle, we're a strong 5 on a drunk night.
Like, I'm a hit, but I'm not gonna tell the homies. And please don't show up at the barbershop.
Right.
Like, I will act like I don't
if
know
you
you.
see me in
Stop it.
public, you don't know me. Like,
No,
yeah.
don't do that.
So
Don't do that. I will
it's
bring
it's
food on my way over. Don't do that.
yeah, so yeah, it's a tough situation to get out of being mid, but yeah, we can go ahead and go on.
Yeah, but I told you we could talk for an hour on that Dolphins game. And we still got a lot. Hey, bro, I might start a Patreon just so y'all can hear us say some more about it. But regardless, going against the Patriots for the next game, the New England Patriots right now are 6-2. They look freaking nice with their second-year quarterback who started all of last year. You know what? That's a different thing.
He didn't start all of last year.
He started most of last year. We're not going to do that. We're not going to get in. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole.
He didn't start all of last year. I'm just semantics.
He started 6 and they're 6-2. Their point differential is great. Why? Because they beaten breaks off people. But they have some holes. So Drake May is getting the hell sacked out of him. Like, bad. He's really trying to find plays. He's holding the ball a little long. Not gonna lie to you, bro. I think that our pass rush could really get a jump this week. Myles Garrett had 5 sacks by himself. But here's the thing about that. They still put up 30 plus points. Even with him getting sacked like that. Now, granted, Dylan Gabriel might be the worst quarterback in the league and had a terrible offensive day. But we have shown that we can have just as bad an offensive day. So, what do you think about our game against the Patriots?
Well, Patriots have the number 2 run defense in the NFL. So do with that information as you want. They have the 19th pass defense though. So do think this is going to be for the past 3 weeks, and I'm going to call it again this week. I got a point, or I could just be horribly wrong. But yeah, I got to be right at some point. So we're going with that. Yeah, great defense, slightly below average pass offense. Yeah, but they're a well coached team.
They are.
They look like the version of us that doesn't make mistakes with a competent offensive coordinator because he's getting on the asses. But it's also a very seasoned coordinator. It's almost like if you're going to have a young quarterback, you should probably have to call plays before with him. But
no,
that's one of this.
Now, to be fair, there's not a lot of Josh McDaniels sitting around. Like, Josh has been to multiple Super Bowls. Like, he's been calling plays for 10 plus years.
Yeah. But there's also other guys that's called plays before yesterday. I only called all last season, but I'm exaggerating, obviously, for the people who don't know sarcasm when you hear it.
Nah, like, I get it. I think that, well, to be fair, like we've talked about multiple times, you didn't necessarily know that you were going to draft Penix. Didn't think he was going to be available and whatnot. So, you get a newer guy with Kirk because Kirk knows the ins and outs, and Kirk can decipher an offense and be prolific and whatnot. So, I mean, it made
only to not play to his strengths.
I mean, yeah, and that's real frustrating. Like it does not make sense that we continue to do it. And if we don't play to our strengths this week, bro, we will get blown out. They beat the brakes off of Carolina. They just beat the Saints. They didn't like really smoke them, but he had damn near a perfect passer rating against the Saints. And then I fear it might get wicked. I'm not gonna lie to you. I fear it might get wicked this week.
Now, this is interesting. When it comes to the red zone defense, the Patriots is dead last in giving up touchdowns if you get to the red zone on them.
I think that's solely to the Pittsburgh game, to be honest with you.
Because they're talking with the Texans. They're talking with the Texans, Bengals, and yeah, they're 70%. We're at 68, so we're not much better. But
and then what is our red zone TD percentage?
Not good. We suck in the red zone.
Yeah. So like even though they giving it up, like even though they passing the draws, like we just might be like, oh, do you want to see my Lego collection? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we ain't all that good.
Yeah, right. Because like the Falcons decide they want to cuff the passing around. I think I like her.
Like, just score it, my boy. Just score it. Nah, man. Yeah, I don't have a lot to say on the game outside of I would not be surprised if this gets ugly. Second week in a row. My actual score prediction is going to be 31-17. New England.
This is going to be an ugly game because we're not the Browns. Because honestly, like we're like the third. We're the best defense. We're the best defense they actively play this year because we got a better defense than the Browns according to the analytics. So we're the best defense they played all year. So and our secondary holds up, and theoretically our offense is better. But the issue is our offense does not play well on the road.
They don't play great at home either.
So
I got a game to show you.
You want to highlight one game, but when they're at home, they're the 6th ranked offense. When they're on the road, they're like 30.
I feel like the Carolina game maybe skews that a little bit, right? But then behind that, one of my saving graces is that the Patriots are on a 5-game win streak. They are still a relatively younger team. So, like, you may catch them flying high, and, like, good teams lose to bad teams or mediocre teams or teams they should beat or whatever, right? Yeah. Like, we're on a 2-game lose streak. We need to, get back on the good graces and whatnot. So, like, I'm not gonna lie, and we got the Colts coming up after this one. We could very well be 3-6 in a flash. We could go from 3-2 to 3-6 quickly, but hopefully
the current thing is in true Falcons fashion, they're gonna win these 2 games to rope us back in and then lose. The thing is, to be real, the rest of our schedule kind of tough.
Yeah.
We got Patriots. Because no one expected the Colts to be this good. Like when we look at this stretch at the beginning of the season, and this is why I always say it's not the best thing to count victories because you don't know who's going to be good. No one thought the Patriots or Colts were going to be good. No one thought that. If you did, you're a liar. So no one expected the Colts or the Patriots to be good. Now we got to deal with the Seahawks. We got to deal with the Rams. We got to deal with the Bucks again. That's 5 games that are possible losses.
Bro, it's an 8-9 season.
We got to play the Cardinals. And not just we got to play the Cardinals. It was just a scrappy team that plays.
Like, I talk about it. I talk about it like in a hee-haw sense. Like, bro, we could literally win 5 games this season. And that's not an exaggeration, bro. Like, we could win 5 games this season.
Happen? No, I don't expect it to happen, but is it possible? Yes.
Yeah. 5 to 7 wins is really on the board, bro. And you're overreacting to the Dolphins game. Like, no, bro. No. We play the Patriots in Foxborough. We play the Colts in Munich. We play then we got the Jets. Then I think we still got Tampa because we lost to them at home. We still got 2 games versus the Saints.
Yeah.
We got Carolina at home who beat us.
And hell, Carolina. Yeah. So like the shit not like you would think it was gonna because people are like, oh, it's gonna be easy. Nah, this is not easy. It's not easy. And we got 2 more primetime games left. The Bucks on Thursday night, and then we got the Rams on Monday night. Oh joy!
I ain't gonna lie, bro. It get wicked. It could get wicked.
These next 2 games determine a lot for the season. We cannot go on to this stretch. We cannot. We absolutely cannot go on to.
If we get to 3-6, we gotta start having different conversations. If we get to 3-6,
look, we're not gonna go 3-6, so we ain't gonna worry about that.
All right, y'all. No one hopped in the chat, so we ain't got no city talk. Let's get to in division and close this out. Right now, Tampa sitting at 6-2. Honestly, they're coming off a win. Panthers got their teeth kicked in, coming off a loss. The Saints are on a 3-game losing streak. They're at 1-7. We only 2 games above them. And then Carolina's ahead of us at 4-4. So, not gonna lie to you, bro. Our point differential is 34 off right now, and it's because like 2 games we've been beat 64-10. So like obviously that's gonna skew it a bit.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, this kind of goes back to what I was trying to say earlier about our offense being so bad on the road. Because Minnesota game, like, yeah, we scored 22 points, but like it was like what 3 field goals and a touchdown, or 4 field goals?
4. Yeah, 4.
Yeah, 4. Like it was.
I think wasn't it 5 field goals?
It might have been.
Yeah, Parker went 5. He went 5 for 5 because that was solidified in the job.
5 field goals in a touchdown. Always didn't look good there. Go to your next one. We got blanked. 30 ball. No biscuit. Go out to the Bay. 10 points. Offense still didn't come through. So of our what we at? I think we lost. Well, no. So of our 3 road games, the offense has not traveled well at all.
Nah. But hell, at home, our offense versus the Dolphins didn't look great.
Yes, you want to outside that running game, but for the most part, like outside of that, the offense has been one of the 6 best offenses win at home.
Yeah, because versus the Bills, you looked really good. Versus the
Commanders, you looked good.
But the Commanders might be cheeks, bro.
They really might be, but I mean, you still look good because the Panthers could be cheeks, but they didn't look good versus them.
Yeah, and the Dolphins should be at. You know what? I'm gonna let it go.
Yeah, see,
you know what? I'm gonna let y'all know. My dad is a Dolphins fan.
Oh, that's why he was mad. It makes sense.
So. I think so.
That's because he was wearing you out,
boy. But
and the thing is, you can't talk to him the way you talk to everybody else. So you just got to sit there and eat it.
You just got to sit there and eat it, bro. Now, like,
that's why you mad at Zach. It makes sense. Okay.
Yeah. Now we both Hurricane fans, and the Hurricanes just lost to SMU, and this was after losing the freaking
SMU a pretty good team, in my opinion.
Bruh, we don't even cover college football. Actually, that would be an awesome pod for us to do if you had time.
Yeah, we ain't got
time. But yeah, nah, y'all. That was just losing to Miami sucked. Anyway. So yeah, like we talked about, we got to pull it together because we're 3.5 games behind the Bucks. Play them one time.
Look, we're not catching the Bucks. All we got to do is just worry about everything else to go 1-0 every week from here on out.
I mean, if you look in the conference, we are at week 8, so we can start talking playoffs. If you look in the conference, you've got Packers at number 1. Packers got the 1 seed. Then you got Eagles and Bucks got 2 and 3, depending on like you can get the strength schedule or whatever, but they got 2 and 3. Then Seahawks got 4. 5 and 6 is Ram and 49ers, but they all got 5 wins, right? The 49ers got 3 losses, so they're 6.
So Detroit's at 7? So Detroit 7?
Detroit 6, 49ers 7.
Oh.
My fault. Yeah, Detroit is 6, and then 49ers are 7. And so 49ers are 5 and 3. Then you got like Chicago's got 4 wins. The Panthers got 4 wins. And then we're with like the Commanders, Cowboys, Cardinals, we're Vikings, we're in that range. Right? So like the only teams definitively below us are the Giants, Commanders, because we beat them, Cardinals, and Saints.
Got our work cut out. But it's the NFL, so let's see what we can do. We ain't got because, like, honestly, I know what I said in the preseason. You know, but when we were doing our record predictions, I don't need the playoffs. What I do need is I need to see Penix look good. I need to see genuine progression. Like, I need to see this team fit. They gotta pass the eye test. They got to be competitive. They got to look good to finish this year out for me to fill away for next year. If we can get that to finish it strong with some real momentum, then, you know, my prospects will be higher. But as of now, I don't need the playoffs. I just need progress and a good process. Because right now, I just want to focus on the process over the results, and I don't love the process right now.
Raheem lost his last 10 games to Tampa before he was fired. He started off that season 4-2.
Yeah, I don't think this is that type of situation. It's an easy connection. I get that, but the situations aren't linear. Because this is one where he actually has control of what's going on. At least in a sense of like he's not just being told, "Hey, you gonna deal with this," and that's it.
I think in Tampa, it was a lot of he's lucky to get the job, but I heard somebody was making a point, and they were like, it took him 10 years to get hired again, and it took somebody who knew him. Because apparently Raheem's an awesome dude.
See, here's the thing about that, though, right? How many black head coaches get a second opportunity? Not name Lovie Smith or Todd Bowles.
I mean, yeah, that's 2 right there, but
that's the only 2 you can probably think of. Like Mike Tomlin, if he got let go, yeah, he would get an opportunity. But I'm talking about current day. I ain't talking about like Tony Dungy and like that.
I was about to say Tony was a second. Yeah. Dennis Green was the second.
Currently, like it's not as popular. Well, not popular, but it's just not as prevalent. Like it doesn't happen as often. Like,
yeah, Vance Joseph probably, because if I'm just thinking from like 2010, Vance Joseph probably ain't getting another job. That dude who worked for 1 year, who was basically a fall guy
for the Texans.
Yeah, for the Texans, he not getting another shot. Mike Singletary never got another shot.
Steve Wilkes, he got interim, but he's not getting another head coach.
Yeah, Wilkes ain't getting another shot. But some of these were just truly disasters. Because like by that, Adam Gase never got another job.
Okay, so he actually did. He had the just up in the office job.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm trying to think of somebody who's just because even Josh McDaniels got a second try.
Yes.
But Josh had a resume on him. Josh had a resume on him.
As a coordinator, but as a head coach, he didn't have it. And Raheem has a resume as a Super Bowl winning defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
It's just like the math is like a lot of times when it comes to people of our complexion, that second opportunity may or may not come.
Who was the Colts head coach?
Steichen. He's a white guy from the Eagles.
Not the Colts. Not the Colts. My fault. The Panthers head coach that just got fired.
Oh, just got fired. What wasn't it?
Was it Steve Wilkes?
No, he was the interim. He was interim.
Yeah.
He was interim coach.
Was it Matt Rule?
Yeah, Rule. Yeah, he went back to college.
Yeah, Rule probably ain't never getting another job.
Well, he got the college job, so he don't need it. He don't need it.
And then who drafted Bryce?
I think Rule did. No, was it Rule?
No. It was somebody else.
I think it was Rule.
Arthur Smith might get another job.
Arthur's going to get another job. He's going to get another job.
Yeah, he might get another job. You might have a point. My man.
I'm just saying because it's like a lot of people like I don't understand why he hasn't got another job yet.
I think Leslie Frazier should get another shot. To be honest with you,
I don't even think he's coach. I think he took time away. I think he had to worry about some family stuff or something like that. Yeah. But I agree. I believe he should too. I mean, there are some people like
Brian Flores should 100% get another spot.
I think Flores, but I think Flores might have sealed his fate.
Yeah. You can't sue your future employers and force them to pay you. That makes it hard to get another job at a head coach capacity.
Yeah, so it's just like the Raheem thing is just like people want to say there's no prejudice in the NFL. You're a fool if you think that, because a lot of times these owner want someone that they can either that looks like them, they can relate to them, or makes them feel comfortable.
It's just what it is, man. It's just what it is. But that doesn't change the fact that he lost 10.
He did.
To end his tenure in Tampa. And he did, but he only got 2 years in Tampa.
I don't have the context to know exactly why that happened.
Oh, there were multiple reports. He was out partying with players. He was he's not doing that now.
Obviously. It is what it is.
He's not doing that now, obviously. He's.
I didn't hear about him partying with players. I heard he would be out, and then the player might happen to be in the same thing. And then because you made it a big deal about him and Bijan going to a basketball game in his home city.
So here's the thing: if you go out, right, and then I'm out, and I happen to meet you out, right, and then we spend time together while we're both out. And then we happen to be indulging in alcoholic beverages, talking, chilling, having fun and whatnot. And then I go home. And because there's pictures and video evidence, my girl be like, "Oh, you was hanging with Taj?" What I look like being like, "Nah, I wasn't hanging with Taj. I just happened to go somewhere. Taj went somewhere. And we happened to meet up there." Nah, y'all was hanging together. It is what it is. If me and you don't have no power dynamic. If I was your boss, that shit would be weird. If you was my boss, that shit would be kind of weird. Just saying. All right. So we appreciate y'all. If y'all stuck to the end, I appreciate y'all. We really try to stay around 45 minutes. I might split this in two. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Don't do it. Just
that's Jesus. All right. Well, hey, look, appreciate you guys. Thank y'all. Like, subscribe at BOAF Media on all social media platforms. If you started following us on Twitter, I appreciate you. Got some new followers. Thank you. And hey, it might be the basketball season that's doing it because I'll be firing it off. So follow us there. Get all our basketball takes. Hit that bell, hit that like, subscribe so you know when we go live. Go live after every game. Getting back on the regular schedule. This will drop on Wednesday. The betting pod on Thursday, and then the Falcons pod on Friday. So the Falcons pod drops on Wednesdays.
This one right here?
No, this one is gonna be out right now. No.
Like a nigga.
No. The Falcons pod will drop on Wednesday. The betting pod on Thursday, and then Hawks pod on Fridays. So appreciate you guys. Thank y'all. It's been your boy Q City.
Your boy Tyler Bravado.
And we out.
Peace. All right, let me get something to drink.